Now we're going to have a look at the builder. So the builder is the part of the platform that you'll use most, because that's where you'll be building your website. And then after it's built, you'll probably use the dashboard more as you're adding content, managing the shop or the blog, etc. So let's have a look at the builder. First of all, we have to choose a theme. So I'll talk about themes in a minute, but let's have a look. This is into the first theme. As you can see, there's a help on the top there. So if you ever get lost, you can just go to help, and from that you'll be able to get help from Weebly. Dependent on your plan, you'll get different levels of help. And then we've got two ways of looking at the site. So if we click on mobile in the builder, it will show us what the site looks like on mobile, which is really useful because you can get an indication from that whether it's working both on desktop and also on mobile. So as you can see there, it functions well on both. And then we've got settings. So this is the next settings. We had settings in dashboard. We've also got settings in the builder itself. Settings in builder is for the website, what we're calling the website. So you can change that to any name you like and then save the change. And the same with the category. Not that the category is critically important, but you can change the category of the website. The favicon, you can change that. That's the little icon that you get in your tab when you visit your website. So you just upload a little favicon, a small square icon, and then that will show in the tabs when you open your website. SSL, so you enable that. All Weebly sites are secure, and that's good for SEO and also for Google, because Google doesn't like unsecured sites. You can set a password for various pages if you want to, if you've got the right plan for that. And you can also change the date format. That's most important for things like the store and the blog. So I'm changing it to how us English talk about the date. So day, month, year. 24-hour clock I've gone for, and then I need to find my local time. So my local time, I live on the Greenwich Meridian, so I can either have UTC or I can have London UTC. I'm going for London UTC. So not there's UTC there which won't change, or London UTC which will change for British summertime. So that's what I'm putting in for my local time. And then you've got a snippet there for the cookie banner. So that's for people that want to opt out of cookies. So you can put that in there, and then AdSense. So authorization code for AdSense if you run Google Ads on your site. We'll talk about that later. So you can save all of that. And that's the first part of settings. That's in general. Then we've got SEO, so that's search engine optimization. Now you have SEO for the site itself and then SEO for every page, and it's really important that you treat this well, deal with it properly. So we're going to look at this separately as a separate lesson. SEO is a very complicated and sophisticated part of web building, but we can talk through the basics and make sure that you get the basics right. Leave the SEO, I would suggest, until the end of your website build, and then treat it as its own specific project to improve your SEO for the site before you publish. So what you're basically going to have, the site description is what people are going to see when you search on Google. They'll be searching for something and your website's précis pops up. So that needs to be the name of your site, whatever that is, okay? And then meta keywords are basically phrases. So not just one word. If you had a cookie shop, it would be best cookies in Bath, or handmade cookies, homemade cookies in Bath if you happen to be in Bath, and all that sort of stuff related to what you do. So if you deliver cookies, if you sell cookies, if you bake cookies, if you teach people to make cookies, all of that would be in there. And then in the footer code and the header code, you're going to have other bits of code from other websites. Largely it's going to be other search engines. So things like Google Analytics as well will offer you code. So if you have a Google Analytics account, they will give you a little bit of code which you just copy and paste into here, as it'll tell you, and then that will enable you to use Google Analytics to see where your traffic is coming from, where if your advertising is working, all that sort of stuff. So we will talk about that another time. And then we've got 301 Directs. Again, something else we'll talk about. But 301 Directs, if you've got an old website, so that you don't break links and lose your ranking, we need to make sure that 301 Directs are set up to this new website so that all your old links direct to your new website. So we do that before you publish as well. Okay, editors. So if you have the right plan, you can add editors either to do everything as you would as admin, or otherwise as an author, so that they can access certain pages and settings, or dashboard only, so that they can just do the admin for shop, for example. And as you go to all of those options, it'll take you to, if you go above the basic price point, it'll take you to the pricing, and you can have a look at how much that's going to cost you. Log in and register, so you can add members to your website. So you might have specific members that are premium members that can go to certain pages, and other members that can only go to other pages. And then blog. So this is the main blog setting that shows you how many blogs per page you have, whether or not you have a sidebar. So if you've got a sidebar to your blog with categories and blog posts and archive, you can either have that on to one side, or you can turn it off so you've got a clean screen with each blog listed under each other. And then commenting. So you've got three different methods of commenting. Facebook commenting, which incorporates Facebook, which might be useful for you. Default is Weebly, run on the Weebly site. And then the other is Discuss. Smart capture options, I would suggest you use Smart Capture so that you don't get spammed. And then you set the email that you prefer for all notifications of comments and blog comments, etc., to be sent to you. So put that in there, and then bottom right, you just hit save again, and that will be your blog setup.